Browser.
Dear friends,
Yes.
we are. Technical issues. Dear friends, we are very glad to greet you at the Eurasian National University UNESCO Chair for Religious and Cultural Tolerance. We do have a project which is called Colored World, Spectrum of Tolerance, and very broad themes are united in this project. Today's conference is dedicated to Latin American countries and is called Kazakhstan and Countries of Latin America, Broad Possibilities of Cooperation. Now, the chair of the UNESCO chair will have his greeting word.
Thank you very much. Мы начинаем второй наш сеанс G-Global, когда мы хотим немножко поговорить о взаимоотношениях Казахстана и Латинской Америки.
This is actually our second section of the conference held on the G Global platform, where we would like to talk about cooperation with the countries of Latin America.
Во втором нашем мосту Казахстан выходит на связь с Аргентиной, Бразилией, Колумбией и Турцией.
In our second TV bridge, Kazakhstan is connecting with the countries of Argentina, Brazil, Colombia.
И нам бы хотелось поговорить сегодня об экономике Латинской Америки и насколько она может, опыт Латинской Америки, быть полезным для Казахстана.
We would like to talk about the economies of Latin American countries and figure out how the experience of those countries could be useful for the Republic of Kazakhstan.
Мы всегда говорим, что Латинская Америка – это континент свободы. Свободы, которые дают новые экономические возможности нашим друзьям.
We're always saying that Latin America is the continent of freedom, a freedom which gives new possibilities to our friends.
Между прочим, наши связи не только развиваются сейчас, с давних веков все говорили, что американские индейцы пришли с Алтая.
It is good to note that our connections are not just starting right now. We are always saying that indigenous peoples of Latin America left our Altai and spread over the continent.
И наш друг Паоло Ботта говорил, что среди индейцев Америки самое распространенное слово – это «ата», «отец».
And our friend Paulo Botta just told us that among indigenous people of Latin America, one of the mostly spread word is ata, which is also means father, as it is in our language.
И поэтому мы хотим, продолжая эти давние связи, развивать и процессы экономики в наших странах.
Continuing these very ancient ties, we would like also to have economic ties among our countries.
И я очень рад тому, что сегодня из Астаны, столицы Казахстана, профессор Акбота Жолдасбекова и профессор Паоло Ботта из Аргентины вдвоем будут вести этот разговор.
So I'm very glad that here from Astana, Professor Paulo Botta, together with Professor Akbota Joldaspekova, will hold this conference.
Thank you. Continue.
Thank you very much for your kind words. Now we're going to begin. First of all, will speak Ariel Gonzalez, which is a Deputy Director for Argentinian Kazakh Chamber of Commerce. Now he's living in Turkey. He will talk about the experience of Latin American countries with Turkey, some good practices. The floor is yours, Ariel.
Okay. Thank you for the invitation to the online conference Kazakhstan Countries in Latin America. I would like to talk about summary about the good practice about the foreign policy toward Latin America and the creation of new trade and investment between both regions. The first thing to say that Turkey interest in the Western Hemisphere years before was focused only in US, but during the last few years, with market diversification framework and also a strong politics toward new regions such as Sub-Saharan Africa and the Balkans, or even East Asia, Turkey has become progressively more interesting in Latin America and Caribbean regions. Despite the fact that in 2000, the region only counts for 1% of the total commerce. However, from the 2000 until 2013, this 1% transformed into 2%. At the moment, it's not so relevant, but it's important because it shows that Turkey has achieved specific objectives in the relation with Latin America. One of the most important things that Turkey developed in the last years to open its relation with Latin America was the development of a commercial development strategy with the region. In this strategy, the Turkish government relevate some important points such as reciprocity agreements on investments, agreements on taxes, meetings of bilateral economic commissions, cooperation agreements, among others. And this strategy select six countries: Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Cuba, Mexico, and Venezuela. And after the selection of these countries, Turkey has put some aims in order to develop some economic trade targets to boost trade and investment with these select countries. This is one of the main important steps that Turkish diplomacy, especially Turkish economic diplomacy, have in relation with Latin America. The second important step was the articulation between academician, private, and governmental sector. This is very important because it allows to develop strong links based on knowledge, and this is one of the. It's not only related the relation with of Turkey or related with Latin America, but is applied to all regions that Turkey have special interest. In regard, it's important to underline the role of DEIC, the Foreign Economic Relations Institute, that have a relevant role in developing a specific commercial meeting between Latin American countries and Turkey. For example, they have created in the last few years business council with Colombia, Peru, Brazil, Mexico, and of course Argentina. This is, in my opinion, the second most important good practice is the relation between the academic, the private sector, and the public sector. And the third good practice that I underline is the role of the commercial promotion offices in each of these countries. Um, Turkey has a special role in the embassies. This the commercial attaché that's normally develop, especially develop trade and investment works. And this is very important because there are one person with a team that is only focused to developing networks, commercial networks, and to develop a highway of between two countries. Turkey has implemented this strategy in several countries, including Argentina, Chile, Brazil, and Colombia, but also Latin American countries has begun to develop their own promotion agencies in Istanbul. For example, Argentina, Brazil, and now this is the most newest event. The Pacific Alliance, as a bloc, has opened a promotion office in Istanbul to develop trade and business. These three good practices have very good impact in the relation between Turkey and Latin America, and has put the ground for the develop of the business in the future. I think Turkey has saw Latin America as an opportunity, and I hope also that Kazakhstan have the same vision, Latin America as an opportunity to develop business.
Well, thank you very much, Ariel, for your ideas about the relations between Turkey and Latin America. They are very useful, of course, and I think that, as you said, there are many things to learn from them. Uh, the, the, the following speaker will be Andreas Weigand, Vice President of Kazakh Argentinian Friendship House. Andreas is nowadays in Brasilia, so the floor is yours again.
Okay, first of all, greetings from Brasilia. Good morning for me. Good afternoon to the people of Kazakhstan. Today I will talk a little bit about doing business in Brazil with a focus on what industries could be of interest to Kazakhstan, and also how to transfer technology and knowledge from Brazil to Kazakhstan, where I think that academic partnerships could play a key role. So let me firstly introduce to you a little bit to Brazil. Brazil is the 5th largest country in the world by population and geography. It's actually as big as all the other South American countries combined. And the GDP per capita of $15,000 and a steadily growing middle class is what makes Brazil an attractive market. It's also part of the Mercosur, and it has a huge potential market of 200 million people. This is basically what makes Brazil attractive to foreign companies. A brief look on economic growth. I think Brazil has captured the international attention mostly during its high growth period between 2002 and 2012. Recently, unfortunately, it slowed down quite a bit. And the current political party is not very business-oriented and is known for high government regulations. One example for this is the very regulated labor market, which puts a high burden for entrepreneurs due to the high cost of labor and difficulties to fire labor when in need. This is also reflected in the World Bank ranking of doing business, where Brazil ranks rather poorly on place 120, behind Jordan, Zambia, and the Maldives, just to give you an idea. Nevertheless, although there's a lot of bureaucratic burdens, Brazil has great opportunities, and it's still worth it for some companies to penetrate this market and to penetrate this bureaucratic jungle, mostly because of the great market potential of 200 million people. So, just how to penetrate the Brazilian market as an established business? The easiest way is still to go with a joint venture of a local company. If you decide to establish a subsidiary, you will encounter various bureaucratic obstacles and hurdles. There are many companies and tax advisors that specialize exactly on this, to help foreign companies establish their company, penetrate the market, and have users as well. That being said, the registration process as well as visa application can be a long bureaucratic burden. From a startup perspective and innovative tech environment in Brazil, it's also not state of the art. The government does not really incentivize foreign entrepreneurs to start their business in Brazil. On the other hand, I'd like to draw your attention to a very good program in Chile, which is called Startup Chile. This program has been established a couple of years ago to basically incentivize foreign entrepreneurs to come to their country and start a startup community in Chile, with the goal to bring innovation and entrepreneurial spirit to Chile. It's been a great success. They started a couple of years ago with 22 startups from 14 different countries. The latest intake now has been an application of 2,500 startup companies. And Chile can now be considered is now considered the Silicon Valley of South America. So I think a similar program could be of interest to Kazakhstan in order to attract a startup community and foreign entrepreneurs. Chile now hosts a friendly regulatory environment for foreigners, although most of the venture capital money still lies in Brazil. Recently, Startup Chile has engaged in a cooperation with Malaysia. Malaysia is now adopting this program in order to emulate this program in Asia, and similar cooperations could be interesting to Kazakhstan. Now, getting more into academic partnerships and how to transfer technology from Brazil to Kazakhstan. I think it's clear that the most interesting industries in Brazil to Kazakhstan are agriculture business, as well as food products such as beef, pork, and poultry. Brazil has achieved a lot during the past decades of high growth, from which Kazakhstan could learn. It can be argued what exactly triggered this growth in Brazil, but it's certain that the development in agribusiness has played a major role. And since Kazakhstan has an ambitious agribusiness 2020 agenda, this is something Kazakhstan could learn from. So you might ask yourself, how did Brazil develop from a basic food importer to one of the largest food producers and exporters? How did Brazil become the world's #1 soybean exporter in the world? Before, actually, scientists would come to Brazil to teach them how to plant soybean and other agricultural goods. Today, scientists go to Brazil to learn from Brazil how to plant soybean, for example. How did they do this? One of the answers is they created an institution called Embrapa. This institution is linked directly to the Ministry of Agriculture and is giving a yearly budget of about 1 billion euros, with the sole goal to generate knowledge and technology to Brazilian agriculture. Similar institutions could be of benefit to Kazakhstan. What Embrapa then did, it created many cooperations with universities to engage in agricultural research. These cooperations were really what made a breakthrough in technology in Brazil in the agribusiness and allowed Brazil to grow strong. One of these breakthroughs was the breakthrough to be able to plant agricultural goods in the Brazilian savanna. A large part of the country has harsh climates and was not able to be used for agriculture before. This Brazilian savanna, due to technological advancements, was then able to be used. And this allowed Brazilian soybean production to go from 15 million tons in 1990 to 150 million tons in 2010. Other innovations in agriculture quadrupled the supply of beef and pork and expanded 22 times the chicken supply. So this is just an example how cooperations between universities and research and government institutions to foster technology can help certain sectors to develop. Recently, I would just like to finish up and draw your attention to a recent cooperation which is called Brazil for Africa. It's a cooperation of different universities here in Brazil with the goal to transfer technology and knowledge from Brazil to Africa. Because Africa has also, as you know, climate obstacles and difficulties for their agricultural business, where they can learn from Brazil. I think a similar academic and governmental cooperation could be of interest to Kazakhstan to incorporate into its 2020 agribusiness agenda. So I hope this was helpful to you, and I'm open to any questions if there are anything. If not, thank you for having me broadcast here from Brazil. Wish you a good day.
Well, thank you very much, Andreas, for your excellent explanation about the possibilities regarding Brazil and Kazakhstan and what Kazakhstan can learn from Brazil experience. We have another two participants in this meeting, but unfortunately due to some, okay, yes, someone has appeared. Hello, how are you?
Hello. My handler, I was having some problems with the connection, but well, I'm sorted out now. Thank you.
We assume that no problem. So, if this is possible right now, I will speak about Argentinian and Kazakh the trade relations, and then I will be very happy to let Simon to conclude what was the main points what we've been discussing here. First of all, regarding Argentina and Brazil, we have a very new political relationship. Even though we have established diplomatic relations for more than 20 years, in fact, we can say they were more formal than real relations. During the last 2 years, we can say that we have begun really to develop our bilateral relations. We say that because of the high-level visits we've had in our countries, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Kazakhstan, Mr. Idrisov, visited Argentina on October 2013. Then our Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs visited Kazakhstan, and then on June of this year, 2014, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Timmermans, visited Kazakhstan. At the same time, Kazakhstan has opened the first embassy in South America. It is established in Brazil in October 2013. It is also a non-resident embassy to Buenos Aires. As you can see by all this information I'm giving to you, you can see that you only in the last 2 years have begun to develop diplomatic relations. But now we even though it is not such a big time in terms of many years, we have been doing many things. The most important issue for both countries is we have signed a complete an agreement in order to allow our citizens to visit our other country without a visa. that began to enter into force in October of this year, which we think it will be very important in terms, for example, for tourism. And in the past time, it was very hard to get a visa because Kazakh citizens should go to Moscow to get the visa and then travel to Argentina, and Argentinian citizens should go to Brazil, get the visa, and then travel to Kazakhstan. Nowadays, it is not necessary anymore, so we think that the tourism will be one of the main fields that will be developing in the upcoming month. And just to show the interest of Argentina towards Kazakhstan, we can say that Argentina incorporated Kazakhstan on among the 15 top priority countries regarding foreign trade. So Argentina was participating in different fairs that were organized in Kazakhstan, and the government is supporting many Argentinian companies wishing to explore the possibilities of this market. Regarding bilateral trade, we do not have a huge amounts of bilateral trade. This year we think that it will be just $10 million, but there are many possibilities in the future. And this is what exactly both governments want to do, to improve bilateral relations. We can say that we have at this moment a window of opportunity because it's the first time in nearly 2 decades of bilateral relations where Argentinian government
I'm back.
Okay, yes, we had some connection problem, we have solved it. Regarding the main areas of cooperation, we can say that, following what Andrea said, that agricultural technology, Argentina and Brazil, agricultural technologies are very good opportunities for Kazakhstan. We have developed very important and indigenous generated technologies. Other important areas of cooperation is another kind of technologies, for example, satellite technologies that Argentina have been developing in the last decades, and also clean energies. And if you add clean energies, technologies, and agricultural technologies, I think that there's a very important area of cooperation that goes beyond the what we can say the main possibility that many people think that are only focused on meat, wine, and raw material. We think that there are many possibilities of establishing joint venture companies mainly focused on technologies, and that should be our main. We should focus our main effort in order to develop this kind of trade relations, not only based only on the exchange of wage or meat or something like this. So. Just to summarize what I'm saying, I can say that Argentinian government is pretty interested in developing relations with Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan became a priority for Argentinian foreign policy. Our government have announced that we're going to open our first embassy in Central Asia in Kazakhstan, hopefully in the next year. Kazakhstan said that the country is eager to open second embassy in Latin America after Brazil, and of course it will be in Brazil, in Argentina. So I think that it shows that there are great compromise of our countries in order to develop our relations. If these diplomatic and political relations will be developing in the upcoming years, and we have complementary economies, we have the will to generate certain development in terms of trade and in technology. We think that the future of our relationship is really bright, and we can say that in the future Argentina and Kazakhstan will be very, very important trade partners. I think our idea is that Kazakhstan should become the main trade partner of Argentina in Central Asia. There are many possibilities to do that, and I think it will be done. Well, that's my position. I do not know if the other participants will be able to join us. Otherwise, I think that maybe the Simone will be the following.
Yeah. So you hear me?
Yep.
Well, so I can tell a little bit about what the policies and what the idea is with OSR, for example. We're trying, and as you were saying, Latin America and now this area, Eurasia and Kazakhstan, are trying to link these relationships as setting the embassy, as you said, as starting this economic and diplomatic relationships, and it's starting to grow. So now we have this program called South-South cooperation, and we're looking for all these continents to integrate, to create like a real alliance and to work together, as you said, in different fields. The private sector, as well as you said, like sharing technologies, trading, and of course with education and